All right, welcome back. Harmless Dave here talking about media and politics and doing it in real time for real people just like you and me. So Joe Rogan is under fire. Apparently, too, a whole bunch of people are leaving Spotify and they're canceling their subscription for a variety of reasons. And the media is going to say, well, it's solidarity. People are canceling their subscriptions because they're standing with Neil Young and Joni Mitchell and whoever else, David Crosby, all these geezer rock stars that I tend to cover on the other channel. I don't know if that's necessarily it. They might be leaving Spotify because they really like Joe Rogan and they don't like these attacks. And the media is doubling, tripling down. Apparently the guy from Spotify who runs the platform is out there saying things like, hey, you know, Rogan said these racial slurs, but we're still going to keep them. And we'll see how long that actually will last. Because once these people get going, they're amazingly persistent. What's really discouraging is somebody who would like to see an alternative to the woke mob, right? I'd like to see a different kind of awake mob come along and say, no, if Rogan gets, run off this platform, we've got a soft landing spot for him over at our new platform, right? And Rogan would instantly be a success wherever he goes. Glenn Greenwald, by the way, is a guy like Rogan who's more on the left, got tired of the censorship, went over to Rumble, and he's getting like 223,000 views on a video, right? So that's not bad. I know a lot of people just hate to have to switch. And I understand that. There are, a lot of reasons for that. You build up an audience, you work at it, you put content together, and then you have to like pull up stakes and leave. And, that's kind of a crappy thing. Nobody wants to have to do that. So there are a lot of things at work here with Rogan. Rogan can say whatever he wants to these people at this point to try to make things better. It's not going to work, apparently. It's just not going to work. And we've seen this, they make you repent and then they require more. And then they still go back through the archives. And look, I'm not endorsing any of the words that Rogan used. I find it really weird, in this day and age. And it's because some of it is because meanings of words change over time. And you become less and less comfortable using certain words. Back in the 1970s, some of these words were used back and forth between Black people and white people all the time on network primetime television. All right. And imagine today, I can't. And I know certain episodes of these shows from the 70s have either been banned or removed from the roster of shows. But quite honestly, if you can laugh at your differences in that context, I don't understand what the issue is. It's not because people have become more sensitive to things. It's because people have a different interpretation of what those words mean, and certain people can use those words, right? But other people cannot use those words. And Joe Rogan, for better or worse, he probably should have known better. And I don't know the dates on these podcasts, how old they are, but even so, I mean, we've been in this new world of politically correct speech for at least 20 years, I would say 15 to 20. I think Obama really started this super sensitive era that we're in, where if you say this, as this type of person, you're not, it's cultural appropriation, all these different terms that we started to hear that nobody even knew until academia and the media decided to introduce those things to people. And I don't think it's productive. I think it makes everybody really walk on eggshells. Even when they're just having conversations with people, you might say like, he did this or he did that, and people will be like, well, what about she did this and she did that, you know? And nobody is like doing this on purpose. But they are trying to kind of reprogram the way we think and the way we talk. And in the case of Rogan, I'm kind of thinking maybe he should have known better, and that, you know, what this would do long term, but he was somewhat invincible for so long. And now that they're going after him, and again, this is all based on the fact that his channel had a couple of doctors on. They're doctors. They're not tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists. Jimmy Dore, I think, has had both of these guys or one of these guys on his show. So if you're a lefty, it's kind of okay to like these doctors to some degree if you're an authentic lefty. If you're a righty, these people have done pretty much every show because I'm sorry to let everybody know, free speech is a little bit more popular with a conservative libertarian side of the coin than it is over in Progressiveville. And the fact that, you know, maybe 19% of those, you know, the subscribers that left supposedly, maybe they are all kind of like, okay, this is our way of voting with our pocketbook. And that's fine. Go over to Apple Music, go over to wherever you want to get your, you know, what you used to get at Spotify, whether it was a podcast or whether it was music. I don't know if pulling your music off of Spotify is a decent or good financial move. I just think it's stupid. I mean, you can still put pressure on Spotify without, you know, removing your music. Someone told me that just allows, you know, more space for others, but this is like infinite space. It's like an infinite pie. You know, you type in a word and it's not like Neil Young is taking up too much space for, you know, a new artist who wants to put their material out there. This is an interesting battle. Rogan might be toast. Like I said before, Rogan is a guy who I believe is somewhat insulated from the real harsh stuff that might be coming along. But it really is a sign of the times, and it's a sad sign of the times, because Rogan is just this curious guy who, again, I mean, he's had Bernie Sanders on his show. He's had Tulsi Gabbard on his show. I don't know how many like hard right wingers he's had on his show. So the people who would probably benefit from Rogan's political ideology, at least he would give everybody, I think, a fair shake, are the ones that are now just trying to destroy Joe Rogan's career. And this gets back to everybody having skeletons in their closet to some degree, and everybody screwing up at one point or another in their life. And everybody and anybody who tells you, no, I've lived this really perfect life. And, you know, maybe Mitt Romney can say, you know, as a Boy Scout or whatever, living a Boy Scout life his entire life and helping little old ladies across the street and rescuing boaters on Lake Winnipesaukee, which is a true story, right? But Mitt Romney as a politician, no, thank you. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we're all sinners. Some of us may be saved by grace, not to bring religion in there, but if you don't have that, then you're kind of SOL, right? I mean, if you don't think that way. But the media, they're always, and everybody in your life, they're going to highlight the things that you've done wrong, and they're going to push that out there. And in some cases, again, sharks, they see blood in the water and they just continue feasting. And with Rogan, they're just going to continue feasting, and there's no end to it. And he's just one target, but he's the biggest one. I'm waiting for them to start to go after Elon Musk, because Elon has said some interesting things as of late, not endorsing the Brandon administration, looking at the incompetence of government, because here you have one of the great, business leaders in the world right now, who's just blazing his own trail, whether you like him or not. I tend to like him, but I'm very suspicious of him as well for some reason, but I tend to like him. And he's out there trashing. And as soon as because Elon is a very important economic cog these days, right? If he decides to take his ball and go home, which I'm not sure how he would do that, it would really affect the markets. It would affect a lot of different things. The space race that I guess we're currently in again with other countries, although Elon is his own country, more or less, he's just using the infrastructure, the failing infrastructure of the United States, and he's still able to do great things. I think, if they come after Elon Musk, that is certainly something to really worry about. They're going after Rogan. And is Rogan important? Absolutely. But I think this will eventually pass. And I'm not sure if Rogan will be with Spotify or he'll be his own entity. But at some point, they're just going to move on to the next target. Rogan is really good at what he does. But again, the last few days, he's done some stuff that I think a lot of us didn't think he would ever do. And again, Donald Trump is another one of those guys who never admits he's wrong. Rogan's obviously not that type of person. He's trying to make peace. And I think that's a good thing overall. I think we should all try to be peacemakers. In the end, we're all flawed and we all make mistakes. And some of us probably more so than others. So I'll just leave it there. Again, thanks for watching. We're trying to rebuild this platform and this channel. I know a couple of people, again, were just wondering where I had gone over here, but I'm still here. And we are picking up a few subs. So I appreciate those people coming over from the other channel. If you haven't subscribed, I would ask you to try to do that. Just hit the subscribe button and then maybe the bell if you want some notifications. You can also support me on Patreon. I need the support, especially on this channel, which, admittedly hasn't been doing anything as of late, but I appreciate people coming over and taking a look. And I'm open to a lot of stuff over here. I'll be talking about all kinds of different subjects and topics and basically whatever is on my mind, because it is my channel and I decide what is going on the channel. So there you have it. See you soon.